But here's one of the things that it does. It appears to have an impact both on calcium deposition and removal from bones, as well as diabetes. So this is going to be a short video basically describing and giving you a heads up regarding a series or mini-series that I plan to do getting started on. It's on vitamin K2. Sometimes you end up doing the right thing for maybe not the best reasons, but that happens, and I'll get to that in just a minute. So here's my history on K2. I'd really never heard of it until a couple of years ago. Like many things, I heard it from a viewer. He mentioned it. I thought I had done something on K2 because I did know it was, I had heard of it. I did know it was related to calcium, but that was about it. So I started doing some research. I focused mainly on the randomized clinical trials. That is the standard. I mean, that's the best type of research you can do. It's the most convincing. Again, it's the best evidence. But you don't always have randomized clinical trials. Now, it looked like there were some, and I will tell you, there are some. The randomized clinical trials on vitamin K2 really don't show that much yet. Will they show? There's more going on because the interest continues to focus on K2. And it's like many things, it's based on some logic and hopes and other things. So here's where the part about sometimes doing the right thing, but not for the right reasons. So I've got this channel. The focus is to get people to recognize they've got insulin resistance or other reasons to have heart attack and stroke. Because most people that have these problems don't know it. They just start growing plaque for 20 years, and then all of a sudden they have a heart attack or a stroke, and they're surprised. There's also a major conception that you can't prevent or slow down plaque growth, and you can prevent it, you can slow it down, and you can even reverse it. I've got several videos on that as well. But here's the rest of the story. So someone else did a video on K2. My original K2 video was my #2 video and driving a lot of views. When that new one was published by somebody else, mine tanked. My ego got involved, and I started looking that up and saying, what's going on? So anyway, it motivated me to read this book, Vitamin K2 and the Calcium Paradox. Now, it was written by a doctor of nutrition, Kate Rome-Bleu. I think I pronounced that right. Here's the thing. What little I had seen and read about the topic and listened to some of her videos, I felt like she was way overstating or at least implying some things in the science that weren't ready to be implied. After reading the book, I'll still agree, and I still feel like she gets out over her skis. But you know what? People that overstate something sometimes, or even some people that totally misrepresent, sometimes are right. So I'm not saying she's misrepresented. I'm saying she does, again, get a little bit too aggressive in terms of, everything's due to the fact that we're no longer eating cows or other animals that eat grass, they're eating corn. I realize that's a bad thing, and that's a big emotional appeal. But again, I focus on the science and the scientific evidence. Here's where the book really hooked me, though. It has to do with a thing called osteocalcin. And I was totally unaware of that entire metabolic process until I started reading this book and investigating. Here's vitamin K2, phyloquinone, K2, MK4, MK7. In the series, I plan to get a little bit deeper into those things. Now, what is osteocalcin? I don't fully understand it yet. I have to do more investigation on it. But here's one of the things that it does. It appears to have an impact both on calcium deposition and removal from bones, as well as diabetes. So I'll just hit a couple of quick, well, actually, I wanted to keep this video below 5 minutes, and I've already gone beyond that. So I'm gonna cut it off now and just let you know there's some interesting stuff here. Looking forward to the next videos. Thank you much. Would you like to get your CIMT and labs all coordinated for you and done at one time over a 2-day period? Check out our event. It's going to be in Louisville, November 8th and 9th.